If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal. Mohamed Salah gesture to Liverpool crowd telling amid odd season. Salah was fired up after netting a penalty in the 68th minute of Liverpool's FA Cup matchup with Brighton. Mohamed Salah returned to the scoresheet with a 68th minute penalty goal past Brighton goalkeeper Jason Steele as part of a 3-0 Liverpool FA Cup win. The 33-year-old Salah has been out of sorts this campaign, still sitting in single digits for goals this late in the season for the first time since he joined the Reds back in 2017. An odd post-match transfer request in November and an extended absence due to AFCON didn't help either. Salah raised both hands to the crowd and emphatically patted the liverbird on his kit after rifling his penalty into the top right corner past a diving Steele. The win sends Liverpool into the fifth round of the FA Cup. After he exchanged hugs with his teammates, Salah raised his arms again, this time emphasizing the gesture of patting the Liverpool badge. The gesture was well received. He was cheered off upon being taken off. The Egyptian international put forth arguably his best performance of the season. His deft flick on off a long ball led to a stunning second-half strike from Dominic Szoboszlai. Salah also won the Liverpool penalty, which made it 3-0. Salah, with a tap on his chest on the Liverpool crest, draws a second cheer, former Leeds goalkeeper Paul Robinson said on the broadcast. That is a penalty of a man full of confidence. A superb assist for the Szoboszlai goal, and the penalty is dispatched high away to Steele's left-hand side. Salah exited to a standing ovation from the Liverpool faithful. It's been a trying season for the 33-year-old, fresh off a 2024-25 campaign where he led the Premier League in both goals and assists en route to a league title. Liverpool is not in contention for this season's league title and seems like a long shot for the Champions League. With the Reds also out of the League Cup, the FA Cup feels like the team's best bet to win silverware. Salah was asked about the team's chances in the FA Cup season, and he used the question as a chance to hype up a teammate. I think it is going to depend on his, Szoboszlai's, performance. We rely on him so much, he said. This season he is one of the best players in the world. I wish he could carry on like this. It is great to win a trophy. It's good for everyone, hopefully we can do it again. Liverpool's next game is away against Nottingham Forest in the league. Arne Slot issues Wataru Endo injury update in glowing Dominic Szoboszlai verdict. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot has offered an update on Wataru Endo and his verdict on Dominic Szoboszlai after an impressive 3-0 win over Brighton in the FA Cup. Liverpool boss Arne Slot says Wataru Endo could play again this season after he sustained a serious injury against Sunderland midweek, though no exact timeline is being placed on his return just yet. Endo was stretchered off at the Stadium of Light and he is not going to be back for some time. Without him, Dominic Szoboszlai, Mohamed Salah and Curtis Jones were excellent against Brighton. There is definitely a chance he will be back this season, but he will not play for a while, Slot confirmed after the final whistle at Anfield, speaking in a press conference. Without him, Jones was excellent at right back. Joe Gomez also made another appearance off the bench, while Szoboszlai and Salah combined brilliantly for Liverpool's second goal. I think there are a lot of very good to elite football players in the world, but I definitely agree with Mo that Dom is one of them, Slot added. When said that maybe he had to add more goals, you need to run a lot if you play in the midfield for Liverpool. But I think what I meant was, as a number 10, you need to produce goals. He hasn't always played in the number 10 position but is producing more and more goals. Dominic is a great example of the model we are using at this club. We sign young players from another league, this situation Leipzig, where he was already known as a player for being really physical. I think it's fair for me to say the player we brought in was already good, but where is he now? He is much better than where he was 2.5 years ago. That is what you get if you sign young players, give them a bit of time and let them play a lot. That's why the trajectory he has been through can be the same trajectory from other players we have signed from other leagues. You can already see their progress, but I've said many times that next season, the end of the season or in 2 seasons, players like Hugo and Florian, because these are 2 that come from the Bundesliga, will be better than they are now because they're already good players for us. Szoboszlai might be needed at right back again with Endo set for a period on the sidelines. But with Jones excelling there, Slot also has another option that would leave the Hungarian in the center. Liverpool most likely team to agree incredible £95 million deal. Liverpool are the front runners for a deal that could reach £95 million. Another major one for Richard Hughes. Liverpool spent enormously in the summer as they twice broke their transfer record. In fact, those two deals were their first ever nine-figure signings. Florian Wirtz was the first, joining from Bayer Leverkusen. Alexander Isak would follow at the end of the window for what would become a British transfer record signing. Now, those signings haven't exactly worked out. Wirtz is certainly playing closer to expectations, but Isak has had a torrid season interrupted by a serious leg injury. Liverpool, in all, spent over £400 million on new signings to try and improve a title-winning squad. And it appears the spending won't stop there. The difficult campaign will lead to a continuation of the rebuild. Caught Offside reports that Liverpool are the front-runners for Anthony Gordon. The winger has constantly been linked with a move away from Newcastle United over the last few transfer windows. And it sounds as though teams are lining up to try and make it happen this summer. Manchester City and Arsenal are also lining up moves for Gordon, who is a homegrown player, of course. That carries a lot of extra value for clubs. Which does explain why Newcastle have attached such a giant asking price to their player. The report states a figure of at least £85 million and probably close to £95 million. Their source claims that could be even higher for Liverpool, who Newcastle don't want to sell to after the Isak debacle. But Gordon's family is a red one, despite his Everton background. It means a transfer is very much on the cards as Liverpool attempt to continue their rebuild next summer. Only, however, if Newcastle play ball. Mohamed Salah claims Liverpool teammate is one of best players in the world after Brighton win. While Salah put in an excellent display in the FA Cup win over Brighton, it was another Liverpool star who netted the best goal of the night at Anfield as the Reds progressed to the fifth round. Mohamed Salah has claimed Dominik Szoboszlai is among the best players in the world right now after he was once again on target in Liverpool's 3-0 FA Cup victory over Brighton and Hove Albion. The Hungarian, back in midfield, put in another excellent display at Anfield, which was capped by his thunderous effort the 56th minute. Szoboszlai fastened onto Salah's first-time pass and unleashed a powerful strike from the edge of the box that flew past Brighton goalkeeper Jason Steele. Curtis Jones had handed Liverpool the lead in the first half, while Salah's late penalty put any chance of a shot comeback to bed. The spot kick was richly deserved after an impressive performance from Liverpool's number 11, but it was Szoboszlai who once again took all the plaudits after the game. Asked about Liverpool's chances of winning the FA Cup, Salah replied, "I think it is going to depend on his, Szoboszlai's, performance. We rely on him so much. This season he is one of the best players in the world. I wish he can carry on like this. It is great to win a trophy. It's good for everyone, hopefully we can do it again." Speaking in the same TNT Sports interview, when it was put to Szoboszlai that he was having a season akin to Steven Gerrard's standards, the 25-year-old said, "I am not playing a Steven Gerrard season, even though he was a legend for the club. I try to do my own story and I try to do my best every game. Hopefully we can go on. I just want to keep going and score as many as I can," he added. His goal against Brighton was Szoboszlai's 10th of the season, while the former RB Leipzig man provided 7 goal involvements in his last 8 games. That is made even more impressive given how often Szoboszlai has changed positions this term. The 25-year-old has made 35 appearances in all competitions and has been, by some margin, Liverpool's best and most consistent performer. Szoboszlai has also now scored in both of Liverpool's FA Cup matches this season, after he was on target in the third-round win over Barnsley. The Reds will discover on Monday who they will face in the next round of the competition, with the likes of Manchester City, Chelsea, and Newcastle United still in the competition.